You can book this United flight for this amount of miles, or you can book the same exact flight for this amount of miles. This is possible because Singapore Airlines partners with United Airlines, and they charge different amounts for the same exact flight. So in this video, I'm going to walk you step by step on how you can book United flights through Singapore Airlines and maximize your miles and points and use less miles and points to book your United flights. So like a lot of my videos, it's going to be split into 3 sections: how to earn Singapore KrisFlyer miles, how to redeem them for United flights, and then in the maximize section, I'll go over 3 good redemption opportunities using Singapore KrisFlyer miles. If any time throughout this video you want to skip around, I'll add chapters down below. So let's get into it. Earning Singapore KrisFlyer miles is actually not that difficult because most of the major credit card currencies transfers to Singapore Airlines. You can earn Chase, American Express, Capital One Venture miles, and Citi thank you points, and then transfer them to Singapore Airlines. For example, I can earn 80,000 Chase Ultimate Reward points, and then transfer that 80,000 Chase Ultimate Reward points over to Singapore Airlines at a 1-to-1 ratio, and that way I'll have 80,000 Singapore KrisFlyer miles. That's how transferring points works. If you haven't transferred points before, I'll link a YouTube video up here on showing you how you can transfer Chase or American Express points over to its transfer partners. The only thing to keep in mind if you have a bunch of different points is that transfer times can vary between different credit card points. Chase points takes 1 to 2 business days, American Express points transfers instantly, Citi thank you points might take 1 to 2 business days, and Capital One Venture miles on paper says that they'll transfer instantly. You might want to prioritize the points that transfer instantly just in case the award availability goes away. So speaking of award availability, before you transfer your points, you want to find award availability first, so that will take us into the redeem section. So when it comes to redeeming United flights on Singapore Airlines, let's go to united.com first. Stick with me here, we're not going to book through united.com, we're just going to use United as a tool to find award availability before we check on Singapore Airlines. This will make things much easier. When you're on united.com, click book with miles. You want to search for routes that are the most direct routes with no connections. This is important because it will keep the number of miles Singapore Airlines requires low. Also, when you're searching on United, you want to make sure you're not logged into your account. When you're logged into your United account, sometimes it gives you award availability that some of the other airline partners like Singapore Airlines won't be able to see. So you want to make sure that you're not logged in. What you want to find is Saver Rewards or United Economy with Fare Class X. This gives you the best opportunity to find it over on the Singapore Airlines website. What I like to do is just Command F and then search parentheses X, and that will typically give you all the Saver Rewards. Write down the date and the flight number that you want, and then let's go over to Singapore Airlines. So on the Singapore Airlines website, where we want to start is clicking on Redeem Flights. This will likely ask you to log in, and if you don't have a Singapore Airlines account, create one. It's free. After you create an account, log into your account, and then let's do the same exact search for the flight that you just wrote down. Hit search and you'll end up on this screen. A lot of people get confused about this screen because this screen's actually only for Singapore operated flights. What you want to do is click on Star Alliance. This will give you all the partner awards, including United. And then as you see here, the same exact flight that we wrote down from the United page, it's 17,500 miles. The taxes and fees are the same too, and so the only thing left to do is to transfer your Chase, American Express, Citi, or Capital One Venture miles over to Singapore Airlines and then book the flight. And that's it. That's how you book a United flight using Singapore Airlines and using less points and miles for the same exact flight. So as a quick recap, use united.com as a tool, find Saver Awards or the Economy Fare Class X, and then write those flights down, and then you can go over to Singapore Airlines and find the same exact flight for fewer miles and points. So moving on to the maximize section. So there are a few different ways to maximize your redemption with Singapore Airlines KrisFlyer miles, and I'll go over 3 fun redemptions that you can use your Singapore KrisFlyer miles to get a good deal on. The first one is flying to Europe. Singapore KrisFlyer miles only charges a fixed flat rate of 27,500 KrisFlyer miles to get from the US to Europe. You'll be flying United flights from the US to Europe. For example, you can fly from LAX to London Heathrow, and that's 27,500 miles. You can fly from New York to Amsterdam, and that's 27,500 miles. Wherever United has a non-stop direct flight from the US to Europe, you can pretty much get on that flight as long as you find that Saver Awards or that Economy X fare class, and you can get that flight for 27,500 Singapore KrisFlyer miles. And again, with this, you want to find non-stop flights with no connections to Europe. A second option to head to Europe is that if you're really lucky, you might be able to find first class award availability between JFK and Frankfurt. Singapore Airlines operates a special route between JFK to Frankfurt, and they have the first class product on that flight. For that first class ticket, they charge 86,000 Singapore KrisFlyer miles, which is a bargain compared to this cash price that it is typically. Again, this is pretty rare and pretty difficult to book because of award availability is pretty sparse, but it's not impossible. Sometimes they open award availability randomly, or sometimes you might find a last minute. So it's possible, but it's pretty rare and you have to have a lot of luck to be able to find this award availability. And the third option we're gonna go over is getting to Hawaii. Singapore KrisFlyer Miles only charges 17,500 miles to get from the mainland to Hawaii. What you wanna find are the cities that have non-stop United flights to Hawaii. Cities like LA, San Francisco, Denver, Chicago, New York are just a few of the cities that have non-stop flights to Hawaii. And if you find the award availability, you can hop on those flights for 17,500 Singapore KrisFlyer miles, which isn't too bad at all. Double that for round trip, and that's 35,000 KrisFlyer miles to get to Hawaii round trip. So that's how you earn, redeem, and maximize Singapore KrisFlyer miles to fly Singapore Airlines or its partners like United. Comment below if you have any questions, and if you found this video helpful, remember to hit the like and subscribe button down below.